When the mom came in, all I could think was, Lord have mercy, because that woman, gosh dang, is she something else? I don't know. Has it been 30 seconds yet? Can I swear on YouTube? I don't know anymore with the rules, but I loved it. I loved the kind of over-the-top flusteredness, that whole conversation. Do I need to tell them that I'm human? As you have the hot MILF next to you just kind of like cheering you up. It was fantastic. Everything about the final episode of season 3 left a grin on my face. They teased the music festival. We know where it's going. Things are looking good. We just have a handful of characters left we need to bump up, and all's well. We keep the classroom and everything's perfect. Very shocking fashions that Iruma likes to sprinkle in every so often. We reveal, oh, what about the other kid whose ranks this? And we're like, what other kid? And we're just kind of like, hey, record scratch. There's another person, narrator, always has been. So that's pretty exciting. I mean, I know not everyone's okay with those types of reveals. Sometimes I see it like, oh, I'm not a fan of like revealing there was something extra the whole time, but I like them personally. I think they're fun twists, and it really gets me excited for the future. You're getting a season 4 eventually. I mean, as I keep saying, a production committee doesn't do back-to-back seasons of 2 cores unless they want to do it for the long term. This is clearly a profitable series for them, so we will see the music festival. We will see a season 4. Once Iruma starts getting announced that it's only getting 1 core seasons, that's potentially when maybe I'll be a little less enthusiastic of the future of the show, because right now there is a ridiculous amount of content that's currently available to adapt. With the fact that the manga's ongoing, it's like the perfect storm. A production committee can keep on licensing this show, saying do another 20 episode batch in a couple of years, and honestly it just works out for everyone because it boosts the source material sales. The source material's not going to risk getting caught up, and then we go on hiatus and we don't know if it ever comes back. It really is just the perfect storm, all things considered. Given where this season went overall, and just how they tease at the end of the episode, like, this one isn't stopping in my opinion. But in terms of what it did for a final episode, did it wrap everything up? Of course not, because it's an ongoing show. But did it really propel the character relationships more than I was expecting? I would say yes. Not only does Sullivan casually reveal to Best Mentor, who's eating her fill of cakes and sweets as she's just so flusteredly embarrassed and just in awe of the greatness that is Best Grandpa, aka Sullivan. I love the fact that he's just casually like, hey, I want you to keep on mentoring him because he's human. And I'm just like, did he really just casually reveal it that way? And then she's just kind of like, and her mind explodes. I love that, because if there was another character who deserved to know, probably her. I mean, this is literally a character who gave up on teaching, thinking there was never going to be a student for her. So the fact that she's just almost immediately like, this is obviously, it makes sense, he's the perfect student for me, of course he had to be human. Obviously a demon would never be able to be mentored under me given where I've went. So it just makes a lot of sense. And to have the cute comfiness of like them freaking out like, hey, are you making my wonderful grandson who's cute as can be a servant? How dare you, sort of a thing. It's great. But I really thought they were going to commit to also telling his 2 best friends at the end that he was human. Granted, at first, I didn't think so, because when Mom comes in, she's all like, hey, is it something you have to say right now? And she's like, just because you're friends, is that what it means to expose secrets that are clearly going to make you upset? Like, no, like, things are fine. You don't have to reveal. And I was like, wow, that's really good knowledge coming from you. Like, honestly, I thought you were just gonna kind of casually be the flirtatious fan service-ish character of the moment, and I was gonna be okay with that, but you're dropping words of wisdom all at the same time. So the fact that when he's building into that confession, to me, I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess he's still committed. Maybe that conversation just made him not worried anymore. And because he wasn't worried, he was going to say, I'm human. And they would say, you know what, you're Iruma, that's all we care about, and all's well. But instead, he just thanked them. He said, this is enough. This is enough for me right now. I just need you to know how much I care about you. And someday I'll tell you the full secret when I feel like the time's right. It goes to show that their friendship means a lot, and he wants them to understand how much he cherishes them. But he recognizes that maybe it's not the time to reveal that information. For a couple episodes back there, where we get the shocking reveal that some of the big bads of the Iruma world right now know his secret, and the potential of them dropping the bombshell and ruining a lot, because even though his close friends and close allies for sure wouldn't betray him, there's a lot of demons who probably would try to eat him or something of the like if that knowledge got out there. So the fact that they're kind of slowly revealing things on their terms, but also you still have that worry of what happens if they revealed on their terms, it's a good cliffhanger to say we progressed without revealing everything or playing all our cards and having nothing for season 4. They show very little of the music festival, or they kind of tease very little, but it does look very good from the little clips we saw there, especially because they kind of have like the credits playing with the little montage, and then we get a little tease with it, and it looks good. I mean, with the potential of an extra student who just has been there, apparently, that's a fun plot line. You have the worry of, like, what if we lose the class here? So there's a lot of potential for season 4, and given that I've personally heard that people, depending on your preference, that determines which one you prefer between the Harvest and the Music Festival, because at the end of the day, they're considered to be, from what I've been told by multiple people anyway over the weeks, that they're basically the same quality. It's just which one you prefer is honestly a personal preference. So given that I thought personally that the Harvest Festival was the best content Iruma has seen, if there's another arc to that quality immediately coming up in season 4, I mean, Iruma fans be eating good is all I can say. I had an absolute blast. I mean, this is the first season I covered episodically. I've been watching season 1 ever since it initially dropped, but this was the first time I jumped aboard, and seriously, I had a blast. I binged Iruma up until season 3, and the fact of the matter remains, I'm not gonna lie, I did really enjoy the weekly experience. I think Iruma is still one of the better binges you can do in the anime medium just because of the type of content it is. But I think when you have an arc like the Harvest Festival in general, it really was fun to speculate, to sit on those episodes for a week at a time, because really, some of the cliffhangers, you thought after a couple of days, you knew where it was gonna go, and then it just completely went into new territory. And had I been binging that, I wouldn't have had that same lingering, like, oh, maybe it's going here, and then I think about it a bit longer, no, it's actually going to go here. If I was binging it, I wouldn't have that much time to really think, and it would have just been a little more in my face. So honestly, I'm glad I jumped aboard the weekly train for season 3, and hopefully I can do that for season 4 as well, but I had a great time. I really did. I thought the community was fun to interact with. It has a great, passionate fan base for sure. And honestly, Iruma, I've been saying it since it initially dropped. It is a very special, different school series that on paper you think you know what to expect, but the relationships, the cast dynamic, the action when it's there's some fun plot twists and turns. I mean, it really is a one-of-a-kind show, and I really, really love my time with it, and hopefully it won't be too long till we see that season 4. But if you got any thoughts, definitely let me know down below. Favorite point of the season if you got one, especially in the Harvest Festival itself. There's so many good ones to pick from, but I think maybe that surprising sucker punch that eliminated our boy, was definitely up there for me, and how he can so confidently now rub it in Clara's face that she's not the right rank as she once rubbed it in his face. Some great stuff for sure, but let me know what you're feeling down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, ring that bell so you can get notified when I upload on the channel, and you can consider supporting the Patreon. I got a bunch of live reactions going on over there if you're interested. So, till next time everyone, please take care and have a good one.